Today I'm going to show you how you can earn a higher interest rate on a CD using a flex indexed rate CD. I could only find one company that specializes in flex rate CDs, and that's Merchants Bank of Indiana. And they have several subsidiaries. Now, I did find other banks that had flex rate CDs, but they didn't post their rates, so I didn't bother to review them because if they can't post the rate, I'm not going to review them. So this one pays, Merchants Bank of Indiana pays 5.39% APY on their 12-month Flex Index CD. Please press that like button and subscribe. They pay the same rate on the 24-month Flex CD and the 36-month. It's all the same rate. Now, this rate changes, so this isn't a fixed rate. It's based on prime rate. It's based on the prime rate minus a margin of 2.75%. Right now, prime is at 8% minus 2.75. That's 5.25%, and then when the interest compounds on top of itself, the APY is 5.39%. So this is one of the highest I've found. It's much higher than what you get with the fixed rate CD. So if prime goes to 9%, then this is going to be, it's going to be 1% higher. And if prime rate goes down, this rate could go down also. Now here's another one of their subsidiaries. Now you can this one is called Farmers Merchant Bank. And it's a subsidiary and basically the same rate. So I'm going to focus on the main one, which is Merchants Bank of Indiana. So let's find out a little bit about this company. So it's a FDIC insured bank. It's one of the largest banks in Indiana, based in Carmel, Indiana. $9.7 billion in assets, $7.5 billion in deposits. That was actually from last year. It says here that here are the subsidiaries: Merchants Bank of Indiana, Merchants Capital, Farmers Merchant Bank of Illinois. That's the one I just pulled up earlier. Merchants Capital, Merchants Mortgage. Now here's a look at the prime rate. This is the historic chart. So right now we're at 8%. You can see here in the chart. But back in the 80s, it got as high as almost 22%. Like it looks like around 21%. And you can see that there was actually, even in the 70s, it was at 12%. So it's possible that it could move upwards. It could move higher than what it is right now. And I think that's going to continue probably through the rest of the year. Prime rate is the interest rates that commercial banks charge their most credit-worthy customers, generally large corporations. I don't really like the way it's been calculated, but it's been calculated. It's got a long history, and it seems to work. So according to this article I've read, the prime rate is determined by, from what I read, the prime rate is usually determined by a survey that's sent out to a group of banks, and the banks sort of reach a consensus. And then the rate is posted in the Wall Street Journal. They typically meet every 6 weeks, I read. So this change, if it's going to change, it happens every 6 weeks. So right now it's 8% as of March 2023. That's an increase of 7.5%, which was the rate set in December of 2022. The same time, the Fed funds rate went from 4.75 to 5%. Now, I've read here, it also says here, banks generally use the Fed funds rate plus 3 to determine the current prime rate. Okay, once you start the application, these are the options you're presented with. You must deposit at least $1,000 to open the CD. This is the same for all of the terms. Now it shows here the interest rate is 5.25%, just like I showed. So that's 8% minus 2.75%. So whatever the prime rate is minus 2.75. And the annual percentage yield is 5.39%. The interest rate may change at any time based on the index. So now if you click on the 24-month, you'll see that's the same, but everything's the same. It's just the term is 24 months. How does the 5.39% compare to a fixed rate CD? The highest fixed rate CD I could find is from CFG Bank, and it pays 5.2% APY, and that's on the 12-month fixed rate CD. Now this one only requires $500. They do have a money market account also. Now their money market account, I didn't list in all those savings videos I did because it has a high minimum of $1,000. And you could open the UFB direct for, I believe it's 5.04. It's a higher, this rate or higher, and you don't have to deposit $1,000 for that one. But so I would say their CD is their strongest offering right now between these two. But even this one at 5.2 for a 12-month, that's not really, for me, that's a little risky, because if the interest rate's going up 0.25% every month, it's not going to be very long before the shorter term, the money market accounts and the savings accounts are higher than this, and you're going to be stuck with this thing for 12 months. So I think I prefer right now in this sort of environment, I actually prefer the flexed rate CD over the fixed term CD. Here's the FDIC page for Merchants Bank of Indiana. As you can see, it's FDIC insured, and all the products in the bank that they hold should be FDIC insured. So I think, but during the application process, you'd probably have to read through all of the details, but I believe these flex rate CDs are also FDIC insured, just like any of the other products that the FDIC insured banks offer. That's it for the video. Please make sure to like and subscribe.